Hello guys, welcome to another edition of this do-it-yourselfer channel. On this video I'm gonna install a headboard for a bed. Now this is mostly for hotels, and if it happens you have a headboard like this, well, they're all very similar. This is a wood. It comes like that, so that way you can install it. This is what's going to be holding the headboard. It latches on. This, it goes onto the wall, and this it latches, and that's what's going to hold the whole thing. Now I had already placed the headboard on where I wanted it, on the position that I wanted it, and I put it against the wall. And this is the easiest way for me to do it, so that way you don't make mistakes. And I'm gonna make a line for both edges of the headboard on both sides. Alright, so this is where the headboard is gonna be as far as lengthwise. Next, I'm gonna make marks for this. This is what's gonna be installed on the wall. All right. To be able to do that, we're just gonna place the level against the edges, and I'm gonna put a mark in here. And I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna make sure that it's level, and I'm gonna put a mark right here. Same thing on the other side. I'm gonna put the level right there. There goes the first mark. And I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna put a mark. It's gonna be right here. Now let's make sure it's straight. Right. I'm gonna put a mark in here. Okay. So I know that the outside marks is the edge of this, and the inside marks this and this. That's where this piece of wood is gonna come along with. So I got that measurements done. All right. So we're gonna move the bed back to continue working on this. But before doing that, as a rule of thumb, the headboard is supposed to be about 4 inches behind the bed. Okay, so we're gonna measure 4 inches. All right, I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna make a mark on the bottom so I know that's where the bed is at, and I'm gonna make 4 inches below that line. Okay, so I moved the bed back. I got the outside lines, which is 2 on the side, and I got the inside marks. This is where the piece of wood is gonna be. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure 4 inches below, and I'm gonna put a mark 4 inches below that mark, because this line is the bed. All right, this is how high the bed goes. So now I'm just gonna put a mark right at 4, right in here. All right. So I put a mark right below the line I put, this is where the bed goes, I'm gonna put this 4 inches. So that way the headboard is gonna go down 4 inches. Okay, I got that mark. Now, what am I gonna do next? The next thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna measure from the floor to this mark, the one that I just made. Okay. Okay. And it gave me 21 3/4. And that's where I'm gonna remember, alright? 21 3/4. That's the measurement from the line that I made over here to the bottom. That's 4 inches below. This is the bed right here, and that's where the headboard is gonna be landing. 4 inches below the bed. 21 3/4, okay? Just remember that. Okay, so the 21 3/4, the line that I made over here, this is where the edge of the bottom of the baseboard is gonna go. So the next time I want to do is measure from the edge, from the bottom, all the way to the beginning of this wood. And you know what? That, with this measurement, I know how high this piece of wood it has to be. And I already have the center, and all I need to know is just to find the height. So I'm gonna measure it, and it's 25 1/4. All right. So from this measurement that I got right here, I'm gonna measure up 25 1/4. Is that what I said? I measure again, double check. Yeah, it's 25 1/4. All right, guys. So this is the center of the piece. This measurement that I made, which is 21 3/4. I'm just gonna bring it like more to the center of the piece of wood, and I'm gonna make another mark right there. Okay, so I'm more like in the center, and I'm gonna mark 21 3/4, which is right here. Okay, now from this line up, I have to measure 25 1/4. Did you get me? So from this line, that's the edge. That's the edge of the headboard. Up. This edge. Up. It's 25 1/4. So I marked the 25 1/4. Okay, 25 1/4. So I got the measurement, right, of 25 1/4. So I'm gonna write down this measurement so that way I can do it on the other side. It's 21 3/4. 21 3/4. And the second measurement, it's 25 1/4. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to do, right? From this line, see this measurements from here to here, it's where the piece of wood is gonna be at that high. So we found how low we want the headboard, which is here, all right, 21 3/4, and then from here we know that we gotta go up high 25 1/4. So here it is. The piece of wood is gonna have to be right on top of that line. All right, and we gotta center it, and we got it made. So how am I gonna do that? So we got the edge. So, you know, I want to go that high and still be on the center. So for that, we're gonna grab the level again. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna put my level on the marks that I made for where the piece of wood is gonna be at, and I'm gonna bring it up to the mark that we made. This is where the piece of wood is gonna be, and we're gonna check right here. I'm gonna put a mark like that. Same thing on the other side. I'm gonna level it out. This is where the piece of wood is gonna be at. I'm gonna go up, level it up, and make a mark. So now I got the mark. All right, this is where this piece of wood is gonna be at. See, you see the edges, all right? And now I have the height. That's the height right there. You see the height? It's down there. Is the mark that we make, and we have how, you know, how far it's gonna be at. It is. All right. I hope you understand that. This is how high I want it. If I put this wood in here, it's gonna fit perfectly in here on the sides, and it also is gonna be the height that I wanted, so that way the baseboard falls only 4 inches down below the bed. Okay, so we got that part done. All we gotta do is measure, level it out, make holes, and we're on it. Okay guys, so I got the measurement where the piece of wood that is gonna hold the headboard, which is this. Now when you install it, you gotta make sure that the angle it's facing the wall. If you put it like that, it's not gonna do any good. So it has to be like that. So now we got the measurement right here, as I said. Now I'm gonna have to put and level this out in between the lines that I made, and then I'm gonna drill those 3 holes, but I have to level it out first. All right, so I'm gonna get these in the line, right in the line, and I'm gonna level it out. So this is it's in the line, in between the lines. Okay, so it's level, it's in between the lines and right on the bottom line. That's what I wanted, and that's how I made the measurements. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it pretty tight. Sorry for the camera. And I'm gonna make 3 holes. Just where? All right. I'm gonna take it. So I got the measurement for the first piece of wood. All right. So on past videos, I use different plugs or tugs, but now I'm gonna use these ones right here. Each one is supposed to support 150 pounds, and they're real easy to install. So what you do is you put it right in the hole, screw it in, and then you're ready to screw the bolt. So this is how it works. Obviously that's if you don't get a piece of 2x4 on the back, you gotta use these toggles. Okay, so I got one. These things are pretty strong. And obviously they're really easy to install when you don't have 2x4s on the back. All right. So now we are going to use the original bolts that it came with because they're long, and luckily it's the same width as the other ones. And so what I am going to do is that I'm gonna place each bolt on its corresponding toggle first. Alright, that's much easier. Alright, once they're in there, what you do with the drill is that you press it in and you put a lot of pressure. Don't give them time for this thing to strip like the way it's doing it. Alright. Perfect. Now the last one. All right. So we got the first one, guys. All right. It's already installed. This is the first holding wood. This is what's gonna hold. So once the headboard is installed, it's gonna be 4 inches below the bed, and that's pretty good. Now we're gonna go to the other side, so that way I'm gonna do it all over again, so that way we're clear on how I did it on the measurements, because sometimes it can get a little confusing. So step number 1, we're gonna identify the marks we just had made. Seems like if the camera doesn't capture the marks really good, but this is the edge of the headboard, and this one right here, this mark, and this mark right here, it's where that piece of wood is going to be the holding plate, or the holding board, or whatever you want to call them. This is in between those two lines. This is where it's going to be at. Obviously we want it up here just like the other one. All right, but just identify the marks that we just made. All right, so if you remember on the other one, we got to measure 22 and a quarter. It's right here, 22 and a quarter. So right in the middle, I'm gonna try to measure 22 and a quarter. All right. So I got this. It's 22. Oh, let me see. I'm sorry, I said 22 and a quarter, but it's 22 and 3/4. 22, 1, 2, and 3. Right here. All right. That's the measurement we got. From 4 inches down of the headboard. Now from here up, that's where we're gonna put that wood. We measure 25. Let's see, I don't remember, but I'm gonna measure it. was 25 1/4. Remember that? So from this line up, we're gonna measure 25 1/4. 25 1/4. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna put the line right here. I don't know if the camera is looking at it. All right, so I'm gonna, it's 25 1/4. All right, so I got 25 1/4. All right, it's right here, 25 1/4. All right, so now, just exactly as I did on the other one, I'm gonna mark with the level, with the marks that I made right here. I'm gonna mark, I'm gonna level it out right on the line, put it straight, and I'm gonna mark this side. Alright, and I'm gonna do the same as on the other side. I'm gonna put it right on the line, level it out, and I'm gonna make the other line. Alright guys, so I want you to see that. I got everything, I got the measurements that I need. Now it's time to put that wood just like I did on the other one. On the other side, level and everything, okay? Okay. So I got everything. I'm gonna put that on top of the line, in between lines. Gonna level this out. Alright, so I got the wood, and now I'm gonna make the 3 holes. I don't really know if the camera catch it or not, but and now it's time to put the toggles. And we're gonna do 3 of them again. All right, now it's time to put the wood with the screws, and we are all set. Like I said, I like to put the bolts inside on each one of the toggles. Taquetes, we call them. That's it. All we have to do is just do not overtime it. You don't have to overtime it. And we're right on it. We're finished with the installation of the holding plates, which is the most important thing in here. And the only thing we got left is just to install the headboard in there, just like this one, and we're all set, guys. And that's the easiest or not easiest, maybe there's an easier way, I don't know, but this is where I believe is the more perfect way you can put the headboard, so that way you can put it exactly where you want it, 4 inches below the bed. Okay. Alright guys, so it's time to install the headboard. You guys can guide yourselves with the measurements that we need for the edges. In other words, right in here. Okay. And bingo guys, the headboard is installed. Now you got a little bit of leverage, so that way you can give the final adjustment. You can move it a little bit to both sides, and this is pretty good. Once I move the bed deck, it's all done. Alright guys, see ya. Don't forget to subscribe. In my next video, it's gonna be so epic.